Jai Sitaram. Balakand, chapter 23. So far, we have seen that Rama and Lakshmana have woken up. They have paid their obeisances to their guru. They have conducted their holy rites. And then they walk towards the confluence of Ganga and Sarayu. And they see a beautiful ashrama with sages that have conducted very severe austerities for thousands of years. And now Lord Rama wants to know the history of this place. Rama and Lakshmana say that they are very curious. Param kautukalam hinau. That is the term that they use, that they are very keenly curious to know the history of this beautiful hermitage. In this section, we will see how sage Visvamitra appeases the curiosity of the Lord. Verse 9. Tayo tad vachanam shrutva prahasya muni pungava abravit shruyatam Rama yasya ayam purva ashramaha. Lightly laughing, the sage at the seeming ignorance of Rama and at his assumed curiosity said, "With great pleasure, if you will give me your attention for a while, I shall recite to you the history of the hermitage in its earlier times." Verses 10 and 11. Kandarpa murtiman asit kama iti uchite buddhai tapasyantam iha sthanum niyamena samahitam krita udvaham tu devesham gachantam sa marudganam darshayamasa durmedha hum kritum cha mahatmana. In the far past, Mahadeva chose this spot to carry on a course of austerities. He had taken Parvati to wife and was once on his way to get her down to attend upon himself during the while. At that time, the Lord of Love took human shape, and the wise ones called him Kama. In an evil hour, he took it into his head to approach the great God and draw him away from his holy meditations by rousing in him thoughts of love towards the daughter of the mountain king. The Maruts secretly urged him on. When lo, the Lord of ascetics opened upon him his third eye. Hum, cried the great one. Verse 12. Avadhyata cha rudrena chakshusha raghunandana vyashiryanta sharirat svat sarva gatrani durmate. There shot out from his eye a tongue of flame that reduced to a heap of ashes what was once Kama, the ideal of beauty and grace in the worlds above and below. So here Kama is referred to as Durmate or lewd-minded. Verse 13. Tatra gatram hatam tasya nirdagdhasya mahatmanaha asharira krita kama krodhat deva ishvarenaha. Thus did the wrath of Lord Shiva render the god of love bodiless. Verse 14. Ananga iti vikhyata tada prabhriti raghava sacha anga vishaya shriman yatra angam sa mumochaha. Hence, Kama also came to be known as Ananga, the bodiless. The spot where he met his sad fate is known as Anga desa. We should remember that King Dashratha's friend, King Romapada, was a ruler of Anga desa. Verse 15. Tasya ayam ashramaha punya tasya ime muniya pura shishya dharma para vira tesham papam na vidyate. This is the holy hermitage of Shiva, and these sages are his disciples, ever devoted to virtue. They know not sin. So it is quite evident that the disciples of Lord Shiva were the great ascetics who were residing in that beautiful ashrama. And since Lord Shiva is the one who defeated Kama, he is known as Kameshwara. Thus, the ashrama of Kameshwara is known as Kamashrama. And Visvamitra calls his ashrama as Tasya Punya Ashrama. It is a very beautiful, merited hermitage. And the Shishyas are Pura Tasya Shishya Ime Muniya. These sages are the disciples of Lord Shiva's disciples. They are dharmapara. That means that they abide in virtue. And the next qualification is that tesham papam na vidyate. They don't even know what is the meaning of sin. They are completely sinless. So this description is very important. There are many people who say that the Vaishnavas are completely biased towards the Shaivites. They do not praise the Shaivites. And over here it is very clear proof that that is not true. Because Visvamitra is stating facts. Lord Shiva is a great devotee of the Lord. His proper disciples are also great devotees of the Lord. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 12th canto, 13th chapter, verse 16, Vedavyasa has written, Nimna ganam yatha Ganga, devanam achyuto yatha, Vaishnavam yatha Shambho, Puranam idam tatha. Just as the Ganga is the greatest of all rivers, Lord Achyuta, the supreme among deities, and Lord Shambhu, Shiva, the greatest of Vaishnavas, so Srimad Bhagavatam is the greatest of all Puranas. Vaishnavam yatha Shambho is a very clear indication that Lord Shiva is the best of all Vaishnavas. Therefore, how can a Vaishnava's disciples not be Vaishnavas? It is impossible. Therefore, it is mentioned that these are the disciples of Lord Shiva and tesham papam na vidyate. They are so pure devotees of the Lord that they don't even know what sin is. And they are dharma para. Dharma means you follow Lord Rama. That is the meaning of dharma. Dharma para, they are great in dharma. They are abiding in virtue at all times. And Veera, O Rama, O brave one, Tesham papam na vidyate. These great ones do not even know the meaning of sin. Why? Because they are pure bhaktas. Lord Shiva is the greatest of Vaishnavas. Therefore, his disciples, if they follow exactly what Lord Shiva has said, then they too are Vaishnavas. They are Vaishnavas. Lord Shiva's disciples are also Vaishnavas because you can take any Purana you want. You can take Padma Purana. You can take any Purana you want. The conversations between Mother Parvati and Lord Shiva are just about one thing, and that is the glorification of Lord Vishnu. This is a very clear indication that Lord Shiva is the greatest of Vaishnavas because he is constantly talking about Lord Vishnu. We also know that he is Bhutnath. He is the lord of bhutas and goblins and ghosts. Why? Because they are the very dregs of society. We know that a person, when he commits suicide, becomes a ghost. The gross body made up of the Panchabhutas, which are earth, water, fire, air, and ether, are obviously gone, but the subtle body made up of the mind, intelligence, and false ego do not go. A person has a particular body for a particular duration because the karma has to be fulfilled within that particular time. And if before the karma is fulfilled, that person commits suicide, then that person has to retain the subtle body for the duration of his karma. Therefore, he is considered to be the very dregs of society. And yet, Lord Shiva is such a great Vaishnava that even ghosts and goblins and bhutas and the very dregs of society can also find shelter in him. Why? Because a Vaishnava is naturally extremely kind. So, by the constant association of such a great Vaishnava, even the bhutas can find liberation, or maybe they can find birth again as a human being or something like that. A better status than that of a goblin or a ghost because of constant association with Lord Shiva. This is why he is also known as Bhutnath. Though we have got to know that those who consider Lord Shiva to be the supreme are not exactly proper bhaktas. This is not the right statement because it is not corroborated by other scriptures. The scriptures very clearly say Ishvara Parama Krishna or Devanam Achyuto Yatha. And therefore we have got to know that Achyuta, or Lord Krishna, is the greatest of all beings, and Lord Shambhu or Lord Shiva is the greatest of Vaishnavas. And of all the bhaktas that one can ever imagine, Lord Shiva is the greatest. Lord Shiva is the head of the Rudra Sampradaya. And Lord Shiva is also mentioned to be one of the 12 Mahajanas. Mahajans are the ones through whom you can understand the Supreme Lord. So you have to merely follow the footsteps of a Mahajan and you will know the Supreme Lord. Therefore, it is imperative for us to understand that the devotees of Lord Shiva are indeed the devotees of Lord Vishnu, provided they follow Lord Shiva's instructions perfectly. Because he is the greatest of Vaishnavas. And the ascetics who are in Kamashrama are bhaktas of the Supreme Lord because they follow the instructions of Lord Shiva perfectly. This is why sage Visvamitra uses two different terms to describe them. One is dharmapara and the other one is tesham papam na vidyate. They are always following dharma and they do not even know the meaning of sin. They are so perfect. Verse 16. Iha adya rajaneem Rama vasema shubha darshana punyayoh sarito madhye shva tarishyamahe vayam. We shall rest here for the night between these two holy rivers which we shall cross tomorrow. Verse 17. Abhigacchamahe sarve shuchaye punyam ashramam iha vasah paro asmakam sukham vatsyamahe vayam snata cha krita japya cha khuta havya narotama. O best of men, let us finish the evening rites by taking a bath, performing our meditations, offering our daily oblations, and then proceed to their holy abode. So from this statement of sage Visvamitra, it is quite evident that he knows for certain that the true disciples of Lord Shiva will be very happy to welcome Rama and Lakshmana into their holy abode. Verses 18 and 19. Tesham samvadatam tatra tapo dirghena chakshusha vignaya parama prita muniyo harsham agaman argyam padyam tatha atithyam nivedya kushikatmaje. Meanwhile, those saints of pure lives saw through their spiritual eye the coming of the holy sage and his princely disciples and the object of their journey. They came forward to welcome them to their forest home, even while the latter was speaking about them. They offered glad rites of hospitality unto Visvamitra. They offered him water to wash the hands and feet. Verse 20. Rama Lakshmanayo Praschat Akurvan Atiti Kriyam Satkaram Sam Anuprapya Kathabhi Abhiranjayan. They extended a hearty welcome to Rama and Lakshmana, and in their sweet company the quick hours glided away unperceived. So kind were they, and loving, and so sweet was their discourse. Verse 21. Yatha arham ajapan sandhyam rishiyat te samahita tatra vasibhi anita munibhi suvrate saha Nyavasan susukham tatra kama ashrame pade tatha. The shades of night grew on them, which perceiving, the sages proceeded with concentrated minds to offer their evening prayers to the goddess of twilight. So in that hermitage associated with the ill-fated Kama did these pass the night in the company of many other ascetics whom their hosts invited there to share their pleasant time. Verse 22. Katha bhi abhi Rama bhi abhi Ramo nripatmajo Ramayamasa dharmatma kaushiko muni pungava. Visvamitra, of boundless wisdom and steadfast virtue, entertained the princes with pleasant narratives of old times and men, and beguiled the long hours of the night. So, we saw that in the previous night they slept at the banks of river Sarayu on a bed of grass, and Visvamitra entertained them with beautiful stories. And the second night, Rama, Lakshmana and sage Visvamitra spend with Lord Shiva's disciples in Kamashrama, and sage Visvamitra once again recites stories of old. In the next chapter, we are going to see how Rama and Lakshmana enter the lair of Tataka. Mangalam Koshalendraya Mahaniya Gunabdiye Chakravarti Dhanurjaya Sarvabhaumaya Mangalam. Jai Sita Ram.